Hello and welcome to Misrepresented. I'm your host, Lisa Opie, and today I'm so excited because I have a professional host and supermodel, Shea Filling, with me. Hi, Shay.
Hi, thank you so much for having me on your
Oh
podcast.
my gosh, of course, when I saw you on the red carpet at the Influencer Awards, I was like, wait, this girl is, first of all, stunning
Thank
and
you.
so talented.
It was an honor being able to interview you on that
Oh
red
my
carpet. You
gosh.
were amazing live.
Oh, thank you. I was like really nervous going in because like
Really?
everyone's like so dressed up and they're all like influencers I see on social media. And I was like, oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
So like when I was like having a panic attack before the red carpet and you were like,
No,
can I interview you? Like that calmed me down so
I
much.
saw you and I was like, I have to approach you.
Oh my
You
gosh,
stood
thank
out,
you. No, thank you for doing that because that started my evening in like such a good way and just
of course.
bonding. Okay, so today's like all about you.
Ooh.
And I love your story. So tell me a little bit about your upbringing with all the art that you did, because I'm also an artist.
Oh,
So
awesome.
yeah.
Well, I'm originally from Pennsylvania. I started drawing at the age of 5 years old. I, originally I went to school for fine arts, and you know, it. I thought I was going to be in graphic design in New York
Yeah.
City,
Oh my gosh.
and you know, I went on a trip to California. I went to Los
Mm-hmm.
Angeles and saw Hollywood, and that kind of changed the path for
Wow.
me.
So did you like finish art school or did you?
I did go to school at Shea College.
Okay.
I took some art classes, but I eventually changed my degree to communication broadcasting, and I
Okay.
spent a lot of time in the TV studio, and yeah.
Wow. So I went to VCU for art. I was like convinced that I was either going to do interior design, graphic design, or fashion design. But I dropped out after the first year because I was like, you know what, I'm not cut out for this. Like, art's really hard,
Oh yeah.
and it's really competitive. And like, I couldn't see myself making a living off of that. So I went into political science, graduated with that degree, and then never did anything with that degree. But at least you did something that's like relevant.
I knew I was going to do something creative. I just didn't
Hmm.
know what.
Yeah.
So when I went to California and I was around celebrities, I met this one producer from Extra. I
Oh
met
my
Mario
gosh.
Lopez,
You
and
met
I was
Mario Lopez?
yeah, I
That's
did.
so cool.
And you know, I was on set and I saw them live in that moment.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, I want to work in this industry. Um, I eventually went to East Stroudsburg University. I spent a lot of time in the TV studio.
Hmm.
And you know what's funny? I told them I wanted to use their studio there to have my own podcast, and they turned
Really?
me down.
No
So
way.
I was so determined. I was like, you know what? I don't need this. I'll make my own. So
Oh my gosh. And now you're like out here doing red carpets. Like, I'm so glad that we
so just an
connected.
example, don't give up on what you want to do, and don't
Yeah.
let anybody tell you no. Your own, even the own university I'm going to, these are supposed to be people telling you, you know, oh, you can do this, like, you know, and then
Yeah.
they put me down. So I was like, whatever.
That's
So
crazy.
that was a good moment, you know.
A good moment. I feel like when people put you down, it motivates you to like work 10 times harder to prove them wrong, right? So like when I hear a no, I'm like, okay, fine. Like the swimsuit line, I wanted to be a swimsuit model or a designer, and nobody would help me, nobody would book me, and I was like, okay, I'll just make my own swimsuits and model them, and I put some people out of business. So
Oh
it's
wow.
just like, prove them wrong when they say no, just open your own doors.
For me, I mean, I had a lot of setbacks. I had a lot, like, pretty much one thing after the next. I was homeless in 2015.
Oh my
My family
gosh.
lost everything. We were living in a tent.
What happened?
I don't want to go into too much detail, but you know, just financial reasons,
Mm-hmm.
and it was just a really bad time. And that was a, you know, very low point. I had depression.
Wow.
I was really questioning my life. Like, what was I meant for? Like, you know, I had a really good childhood. Everybody I knew was going to these dream universities, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
just here like not doing anything with my life
Oh my
now.
gosh.
And I was
So
I'm
how
just
did you?
trying to bring myself back to that point to really show you, you know, but I was in a really bad place, and I prayed a lot. I
Mm-hmm.
just told myself like I'm destined for something greater.
Wow.
This is temporary. I
Yeah.
might be in a tent with my clothes in a trash bag, but I'm going to be on television one way or another.
Oh
So
my
this is
gosh.
like, and then after that whole bad time in my life, then I ended up meeting somebody in California, had a relationship, thought this was the person I was going to spend the rest of my life with, and it ended up being very abusive. And I mean, I'm speaking for so many women out there that they may be in a relationship right now that they can't get out of, or, how would you put it? I mean, domestic abuse.
Any kind of abuse, yeah. Any abusive, toxic relationship, I feel like, unfortunately, as women, I feel like most of us have been in that situation and we have experienced that.
Yeah.
Um, and it's just like awful. So, how did you realize that you needed to get out of that relationship? And how did you do
There
it?
was a moment where, I mean, I'll say it. It got very like physically abusive, and I remember I went in the bathroom and I saw myself in the mirror, and that moment was like I had it. Like, this is it. I can't handle any more of this. And just him
Wow.
telling me I would never be successful
Oh my
without him.
gosh.
He said, "My shoes are worth more than you." And now I've been on a billboard in Times Square, New York Fashion Week.
Yeah.
I'm speaking on your
Red
podcast.
carpets everywhere.
So you have to just focus on you and keep, don't stop, don't quit on your
Yeah.
dream. But like, yeah, I went through one thing after the next.
Oh my
And
gosh.
then, yeah,
How did you leave? Did you just like pack your stuff and
I
like
packed
go?
I packed my stuff up, and then I ended up going back to Pennsylvania. I went
Wow.
back with my family. And at that time I felt like a failure
Oh my
because
gosh.
for me to go back to Pennsylvania was like I was always trying to leave Pennsylvania.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that then I at that point I was like, all right, I have nothing to lose.
Yeah.
I've had all these things happen to me, and I'm not going to live my life in regret. And every since I was very little, I had so many people tell me that I should be in on commercials or modeling.
Yeah.
So then I was on the computer and I emailed every agency in the United States. And then I didn't hear
Wow.
back for like 5 months. I was starting to think, okay, well, maybe this isn't my time. And then
Mm-hmm.
eventually I got 3 emails from 3 different agencies,
Wow.
one in New York, one in Italy, and one in Australia or something. And then I was like, I have to go with New York.
Oh yeah, because that's like really close to Pennsylvania, and I
Hmm.
feel like it's such a big hub for modeling.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you went to New York?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, what was that like?
Amazing. I mean, New York is, I mean, if you love fashion,
Yeah.
that's the capital. It's amazing.
And I feel like if you can make it there, you can
Yes.
make it anywhere, and you made it there.
Yes.
So tell me about your billboard.
So I was on the biggest billboard in Times
Oh my
Square
gosh.
for this one company that I modeled for.
What?
That was surreal.
Did you get to go see it?
Yes.
Or did you just sit there all day and you're like, that's me?
Yeah, it was one of those pinch me moments.
Oh
I
my
was like,
gosh.
really? Wow. And then
Wow.
I was on the cover of Gesno magazine,
Oh my gosh.
and then walking for New York Fashion Week. That was a
Wow.
big deal. Yeah.
And so what brought you to Miami?
Well, I had some friends tell me about Miami for some time, and
Mm-hmm.
I had never been here. I mean, I've been to like Disney and Orlando, but I was never in Miami. So I came out here on a trip,
Okay. Wait,
and
rewind. When was this?
this was like back in, was it 2020?
Okay. So
Yeah.
you've been here a while.
And you know, it has everything that Los Angeles has,
Yeah.
really.
Yeah, it really does.
So I thought, okay, why not go to Miami? Why? It's just this is where everybody's at right now. Everybody from Hollywood, New York, they're all coming here.
Mm-hmm.
This is before pandemic and all that. So,
Yeah. And now
uh,
like everyone's literally here.
and I just had that moment where I was like, this is it. Like, this is where I'm meant to be. I don't see myself anywhere else.
Yeah.
And I
Wow.
never imagined to be here. This was random.
Oh my gosh. But like the universe has plans for you, that you don't even know. So I want to know about your manifesting techniques because to go from being homeless to the best life in Miami, I won't tell people where you live, but
Yeah.
she's sitting pretty. So teach us how to manifest.
Well, you have to have a vision board.
Mm-hmm.
You need the book The Secret. Make sure you tag them. The Secret by Rhonda Burns.
Mm-hmm.
You just have to be so certain of what you want that you become so obsessed, and there's no other option.
Okay.
But you have to be able to see it in your mind so clearly, the set, like the smell, like even this moment of me sitting at this podcast, I already visualized in my mind what I thought I was going to be like.
Oh my god.
So now it's like, all right, it's just happening.
Wow.
Everything I do in my life, I visualize the moment,
Wow.
the person I'm going to meet, I research, but
Oh
I
my
try to get a feel,
gosh.
but you
Yeah.
have to be able to visualize that in your mind. But I'm very sure of myself, and I feel the happiest and the confident I've ever felt in my life. Just, you have to really have a passion for what you want in this life.
Yeah. I mean, you're
There's a
really
lot of
killing
people
it.
not living their life to the fullest. I think it was Joe Rogan, that one podcast. I don't know the exact quote. I knew it was like something like 60% of people are not happy in their lives at their job. Something like, I wish I had the
I believe
statistic.
it. I believe that. That sounds accurate.
Like, people are not people are not doing what they were meant to do.
Yeah.
And they're not they're on that rat race.
Yeah, they're just stuck. I mean, as some people would say, they're like stuck in the matrix,
Yeah.
and people are trained to just like work and not really think for themselves. So,
And you have to be fearless. You have to think outside the box, and do the things that other people are not going to do. You got to visualize what you want and ask for what you want, and it shall be yours.
wow. I love that. Do you listen to Abraham Hicks? I love Abraham
Yes.
Hicks. I listen to that like almost every morning. There's like a really good morning meditation.
Mm-hmm.
And I swear, like every time I listen to Abraham Hicks in the morning, my day goes 10 times better and everything just flows smoothly.
Yes.
Right?
Law of attraction, manifestation. You know what it is? People think it's selfish to love yourself. It's not. You need to love yourself. If you don't love yourself, you're not living your life
Yeah.
to the fullest. You're living for somebody else.
That's so true. When did you realize that like you need to love yourself and put yourself first? Because we're not trained that way, like especially with like religion. I don't know if you grew up in a religious home, but we're always like taught to like put other people first and be selfless. And so we're kind of like conditioned to not love ourselves, and that's like a bad thing. But I totally agree with
Well,
you.
I have really supportive parents, but my mom was always pushing me since so little to follow my dream. And I know how corny that is. Oh, yeah, everybody follow your dream. But like, she always believed in me, and she pushed me, and she always told me to aim high and go for what I want. So I just, since little, I always like believed in. But I guess once I got into more of the pageantry and like really fully put myself into modeling, because I realized at this point, for me to be able to get into these shows, be casted for commercials, and I have to really be my best. I need to feel it. You can't fake it. Even in
No.
photography, you can't fake it in pictures.
Yeah.
But you have to you have to be happy.
I love that. And I'm like really excited for your next project. Are you
Thank
ready to
you.
talk about it?
Yes. So it is coming soon.
Mhm.
It's in the works, but this is what I want to be known for. I am creating a women's suit line, and I've been around the fashion industry for some time now. I've watched New York Fashion Week
Yeah.
shows. I've been around all the biggest people, and at some point, I'd go to so many stores and I couldn't find what I liked.
Yeah.
So I decided to create something that is not out there on the market yet. This will completely change suits.
Can't wait. I'm like so excited. Do you know like what like fabrics are you working with? Are you doing like tweed or like more clean?
I'm not going to say too much, but
Okay.
I'm going to be incorporating multiple
Oh
fabrics.
my
I
gosh.
There's just so much that hasn't been done,
Mm-hmm.
and that will really make I just can't wait to dress women in my suit.
I love
It's going to be a
that.
powerful moment. I want women to feel amazing, and this is probably the biggest thing in my life that I'll do.
Is it the
So,
scariest thing? Were you scared going into it?
no.
Yeah.
No, I feel like this is what I was meant for.
I love
And it's
that.
just the timing of it, but like this is it. Like, I don't see myself doing anything else. There's no other option.
So why suits?
Because that's all I that's what I love. I
Mm-hmm.
could wear a suit every day.
Yeah.
And I love how women talk about suits, how it makes them feel. The structure, the way women feel powerful in suits.
Mm-hmm.
The way that you know there's nothing like a woman in a suit, and I feel the most confident. You could put me in anything, but the suit is the most confident.
I
Yeah.
agree. Like the power suit is like a real thing and I feel so powerful. So I feel like by making these amazing suits, like you obviously are like a suit connoisseur and you know what you're doing. So like you're going to create these for women and you're empowering them in the process, you know, because they're going to feel so much better and more confident in your suits. So I can't
Hmm.
wait to wear your suits, honestly.
I want to put you in my suit. You'll be my first.
Oh, I
Yeah.
can't wait. So what are some challenges that you're facing right now, like in your journey of starting a new business? Like how's that navigation going?
Well, it's still so new.
Yeah.
I haven't even like nothing's out there yet.
Yeah.
I mean, I've worn some of my suits to shows for a reaction,
Mm-hmm.
but it's hard to say right now. But
Yeah.
I honestly, I'm not really worried about that. I think the hardest part is really perfecting your ideas,
Yep.
because once you put it out there, it's out there, and that's what people are going to see me as. And I have so many ideas, and it's so hard to narrow it down to like your top 5. There's just so much, there's so many combinations. So I
Yeah.
guess that's really the hardest part, is just like knowing what, how do you know, people, everybody likes different things, but it's like you have to trust your instincts and just really believe in it. So I'm obsessed. Like I
Yeah.
can't stop thinking about it.
Oh my gosh. I love that. So I want to talk about pageants a little bit because you did Miss Pennsylvania USA.
Hmm.
Did you design your own suit for your interview by any chance?
Yes, I did.
You did?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. I need to see a picture. So what was it like? Like what made you want to do a pageant and like what was that whole experience like for you?
Well, Miss Pennsylvania USA was always in my mind. I I actually thought I was going to do it younger, like maybe
Mm-hmm.
19, but um it wasn't the right time. I waited, and then eventually I got an email from them, and then I thought it over again, and I was like, this is it. Like I have to do this. I'm not going to
Wow.
regret this. And of course, I needed to find the best coach, because I
Mm-hmm.
really didn't know too much about pageantry. And, to represent Allentown, Pennsylvania was a really big deal for me. I'm very proud of where I'm from.
Yeah. Didn't Billy
And
Joel write a song about Allentown?
yes. Hmm. And then I got to visit my school district where I was from, and
Wow.
that was really cool. But yeah, one of the coolest experiences. But yeah, training with John, he was amazing. He kicked my butt, but he
Yeah.
if you need a coach, you got to go to him. He's in Miami. He trained with Albany, the recent Miss
Miss
Universe.
Universe. Wow.
So I knew I was like in the presence of greatness.
Yeah.
When I was training with him, I was like, this is worth it. This is amazing. Like this is a once in a lifetime. And I had my dress custom made.
Mm-hmm. Oh
Diana
wow.
Mirage Couture, New York City,
Wow.
custom made my dress, and everything was just perfect. It was just the whole process of going
Yeah.
through it, and then your family supporting you and your friends, uh,
And the
and then
friends that you make in the
yes,
process
amazing.
too.
Everybody was so cool. Uh, but leading up to like getting up on stage, the 2 days that we were there, I mean, I couldn't even sleep that night. I was so excited,
Oh my gosh.
because it was like, oh, it's happening,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna be honest, I'm not like this kind of girl I'm very conservative. So for me to be in a bikini on stage, that
Mm-hmm.
was nerve that was probably like the most
Really?
nerve-wracking part of that contest,
Oh my gosh.
because everything else, okay, I can work on interview and whatever, but being
Yeah.
up on like there's only so many months to
You're
train.
right. Did you work with like a trainer? Did you have like a
Yes, I
crazy
had a personal
diet?
trainer. I trained probably what 2 times a day, maybe 3 times a day.
Mm-hmm.
I became obsessed. I was like in the
Wow.
best shape. I really actually should get back.
I know we
I
need to
miss
like
it.
sign up for
I
another
was I
pageant
would
just to get in
cry like
shape.
sometimes before. I was like, oh my god, here we go again.
Oh my
He's gonna
gosh.
start yelling at me. He was like a drill sergeant.
Oh my gosh. Wait, was it Jan or another guy?
No, 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 no. He was pretty good. He's a big baby,
Oh my
but
god.
yeah, it was just one of the one of the coolest experiences I've had. And then getting up on stage, that was I don't know.
Yeah,
It
how did
was
you
one of the
do?
highlights.
Did you make top 15? 5?
I didn't make top 15, surprisingly, but hey, I don't. You know what it is? some people, their whole life was their dream is to win Miss Pencil. That's
Mm-hmm.
their dream in their life.
Yep.
I was meant for something bigger than that.
Exactly.
That's how I honestly feel. I didn't win that for a reason.
Yeah.
It was just the start to get me my name, to make those connections, to build my confidence.
Yep.
And then it propelled me to this point where I never thought I'd be. And now these people from that competition, they're watching me and they're like, damn.
That's so true because imagine if you won Miss Pennsylvania USA. I feel like you would go to Miss USA and then you would just stop there. You know, it's like you're fulfilled because that was the dream that you thought you wanted. But then the universe is like, wait a minute, I have something so much bigger for you. Just wait and see. And like, here you are.
I was like, whatever, I was just happy to be there and be a part of it,
Yeah.
just to do something that I had written on like that was on my vision board. I'm
Oh
going to
my
do this.
gosh.
So just competing was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just grateful for that experience to perform on stage. That's really what was really worth all that for me.
Okay, so pageants have opened so many doors for you, like judging Miss Teen Universe. So what was that like?
That was really unexpected. I mean, I had the CEO reach out to me.
Wow.
So of course I'm not going to say no to that. I was like, of
Yeah.
course. And it was nice to be behind, like not being on stage and seeing it
Mm-hmm.
from a different way. Uh yeah, that was pretty cool.
Where was it?
In Miami.
Okay.
Yeah.
So was it like different from like the pageant that you competed in, or was it like the same structure?
Um it was, I mean, the only difference was there was the costume. Miss Pennsylvania, we
Okay.
didn't have to do that,
Yeah.
but everything else was pretty much the same.
What was your favorite part of judging?
I love the gown. That's my
Yes,
favorite part.
of course.
And just also, getting to know the girls,
Mm-hmm.
interviewing them before they went up, and then I you kind of know who's going to win. You have that feeling when you interview them, but yeah, it was awesome.
Oh my
Amazing
gosh.
experience.
Okay, so last thing I want to talk about is all the TV work that you've done. Like you spend a lot of time on set. So walk me through like a typical day on set doing what you do.
Well, I've been on commercials.
Mm-hmm.
I've been on television shows. I Miami had the Telemundo.
Mm-hmm.
This one show for Telemundo
Mm-hmm.
that I did. I had my own trailer.
What?
That was surreal. I remember I showed up. I'm SAG-AFTRA.
Uh-huh.
I'm thinking, okay, I'm just I have a small scene. I show up on set and they're like, "Are you Shea Filling?" I'm like, "Yeah." "Oh, here's your trailer."
Oh my gosh, Queen! That's amazing. What was that like?
Oh my god, it was so surreal. I just remember being there and I was like, is this real? I was taking videos and just capturing that moment, but like
Wow.
just to be on set, I can't explain it. It's one of the coolest experiences you could have in life is being on set of some
Are
major
you like treated like
production.
royalty with like hair, makeup, and catering and just everybody helping you?
It's everything you would think it is. It's not as
Wow.
glamorous, obviously. There's so many takes and everything,
Mm-hmm.
but it's everything that I always wanted to do. But my biggest thing that I want to do next, and I'm putting it out there, is I want to be on an Adam Sandler production.
Oh my
I
gosh.
actually spoke with Rob Schneider back in March, and they're coming out with another Grown Ups movie.
Oh
So
my gosh, how
that is like a
fun.
set I want to be on.
Wait, what's your favorite Adam Sandler movie?
uh, hmm. I don't know. That's a hard one. I like
He has
Grown
so many
Ups.
good ones. Yeah.
I mean, I'm a huge David Spade fan too.
Yeah.
So
Have you seen Just Go With It? It's like so
yeah, yeah.
funny.
Hmm.
That's like probably my favorite. It's just
Hmm.
hilarious.
Yeah. I anything with Adam Sandler. I love comedy.
Me too. I'm such a comedy girl. Or like rom-coms. I like Mean Girls. Anything
Hmm.
with a makeover, I like it.
Okay.
Like Princess Diaries and like Miss Congeniality. They're like old movies, but
Oh, those are classics.
they're
That's what we grew up
classics.
with.
Yeah, and I love the makeover parts. So, last thing before we sign off, I want to
Okay.
do a rapid fire Q&A because it's like my favorite part of the show.
Sure.
So, it's just this or that. Would you rather be on a pageant stage or a modeling runway?
Modeling runway.
Yes. Are you a morning or a night person?
I'm a night person. I
Yeah.
mean, I wish I was a morning person, but it's just I feel the best at night.
I feel like
Feel
you
the
have
most
to be to survive
alive.
Miami. You have to be a night person.
Mhm.
um, for meetings, would you rather do in person or Zoom?
In person.
Me too. Beach or mountains?
Beach.
Yes. Road trip or fly?
Flying.
I bet you fly private.
No, no, not yet.
Power suit or dress? I know the
Power
answer.
suit.
Power suit.
Mhm.
Phone call or text?
Phone call.
Okay. Really?
I like hearing people's voice.
Yeah.
I like being straight up with you.
Oh my
I
gosh.
don't have time for these games.
Wait, what about me
I
texting
mean,
you all
it depends
day?
on what it is,
Yeah.
but I prefer phone call.
I
Yeah.
love that. Oh my gosh. I'm such a texter. Maybe it's like my social anxiety or something, but I like texting. Would you rather judge or compete in a pageant?
I'd rather I'd rather judge.
Less
Yeah.
pressure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Would you rather be the model or the designer?
Designer.
Yes,
Yeah.
love that. I feel like modeling has like inspired you and like probably gave you like a cheat sheet for everything that you're doing now, right? Because you're
Yeah.
kind of like watching the other designers and you see how they operate, and now you can like do your own thing. So
Modeling was a really cool way to really get exposed and network, confidence builder.
yeah,
You meet a lot of cool people in the modeling world, and
I
I became
bet.
a lot of like friends with all the designers, and I have a ton of model friends and photographers, and just you know you have that appreciation for all that is put. There's so much behind the scenes that people don't
So much.
realize
Yeah.
for these shows. Just for that couple hours, I mean, they're prepping the whole year just for that one
Wow.
show. So yeah, New York Fashion Week. It's one of the coolest experiences.
Would you do it again? Are you gonna go back
Oh
in
yeah,
February?
February. I'll be
Yeah.
there.
Oh my gosh, I hope
Hmm.
to see you
No,
there.
I have people reaching out for me to
Oh
be
my
in their show.
gosh, that's
Yeah.
amazing.
Hmm.
Wow. So where can we follow you on social media and like everything that you're
You
doing?
can follow me on Instagram, Shea Filling. I'm also on TikTok. I'm where else am I at? Facebook, but Instagram.
Instagram is the spot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for
Thank
coming
you.
on.
Thank you so much.